quick look at an episode of the TV show Unsolved Mysteries, and it involves a miracle. It's a quick and good story to relate to. One moment, please.
A woman battling a fatal illness hopes to find her long-lost sister. In the other, Brenda Abbey's search for her birth parents has taken her into the unfamiliar world of the traveling carnival. Do angels dwell among us? More than 1,000 years ago, St. Augustine wrote that every visible thing in this world is put in the charge of an angel. Even today, most of us hope those words are true. You're about to meet two women, both of whom are certain that they were placed in the charge of a guardian angel just when they needed it most. Consider first the case of Janie Schammel. Her story begins in 1976. Janie had just turned 14 when her brother and sister-in-law took her on a Western vacation. They traveled in a camper with another family and visited all the usual tourist attractions. However, one stop stands out. In the painted desert, something amazing happened. Something Janie, who is now 31, will never forget.
I had gotten a new camera for the trip, and I was curious to get some good photographs, and I can remember leaning up against the guardrail, focusing the camera, and thinking, you know, if I just got on the other side of this guardrail down there a little bit, it would be a much better photograph.
As nearly as anyone can figure, just at that same moment, Janie's mother, Shirley, who had stayed home in Michigan, was sitting down to read her Bible as she did every day.
I really felt that I was led by the Holy Spirit to read Psalm 91. And I began sobbing, just sobbing, because I knew Janie was going to die. I didn't know why or how, but I knew she was going to die.
Oh God! Help me, Janie's falling! Janie! She's gone over the edge!
Where? Where did she go?
Right over the railing. I can't see her anymore.
Suddenly I just stopped. And I can remember thinking, I'm so glad I stopped, and thinking, what stopped me? I was afraid, I was scared that there was no way I was going to get back up to the top. I could not see the top. I couldn't hear my family yelling for me. I knew I had to be very careful or I would start falling again. As soon as I had this feeling that Janie was going to die, I began pleading with the Lord to please don't let her die. And there would be more than what I could bear. I continued to read Psalm 91. It said, "And he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. And they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest your foot dash against a stone." And then a peace just came over me, because I believed it.
Janie? Alfred! It's Janie! She's back! Janie, you're all right.
Oh, Janie, what happened?
I don't know. I fell a long ways. I don't even remember coming back up. Oh, well, at least you're all right. Oh, I don't know. I was afraid I was going to have to call
I
your
know
mother.
I did not climb up myself. Something strange had happened, but I just kind of was glad I was back up there. And
we had talked among ourselves about calling her mother, and we decided that she could call her mother, but not to say anything about her fall, mainly because we didn't want to upset Shirley and we were so far away from home.
tell me all about your trip. Mommy should have been there and seen all the things.
But inevitably, once Janie was back home in Michigan with her mother, the truth came out.
Here's what that looked like. And here's where I stepped over the guardrail and I fell down the slope.
You
What?
Well, I just wanted to get a better picture, so I climbed over the rail and I slipped.
And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Oh, she wasn't supposed to tell."
Well, when did this happen?
When we were in Arizona. You remember that night I called to tell you everything was okay? Well, it happened that morning.
When Janie was telling her story, I really realized the whole magnitude of what had happened to me. Then I knew that verses 11 and 12, that the angels should bear thee up in their hands, lest your foot dash against a stone. That they were the ones that brought her back to the top.
When I heard my mother's story of what had happened that day and her feelings that I was going to die, I realized then that it was her prayers that had sent the angels that had made me stop and had brought me to the top of the canyon.
How do you explain what happened to Janie Shamble? Even though Janie neither saw nor heard anything to confirm it, she is thoroughly convinced that she was rescued by an angel.
And that's a quick review of a case of a miracle that was profiled on Unsolved Mysteries a few years ago. It's a rather interesting review, and that'll do it.